Okay, here 02. Today we are going to discuss periodic allocation, periodic reposting allocation, important step, and okay, S ZAP 9. Here's the KS02 ZPC 1006. Okay, cost collector is already made. And next step, change groups, ZAP 9. RKIB, RKIB. Okay, it's already assigned. AK01, this is next step. EU. Now EU is electrical units. Okay. AK02, enter. Electrical units, total values. Next is we create KSW1, which is cycle. Okay. ZAP 301. It's already created. Okay. KSW2, ZAP 3, reposting, overview segments. Okay, electricity bill reposting. Have we done this already? Rent and electricity, I guess we have done this then. Okay, let's move to the next part. AS01, ZPC 1001009, master data, quality control, Jim. Okay, what will be the category? Category will be quality, right? We have quality here. Question. Development. In development, you don't have quality, we'll have to make one. So right now, we'll just avoid it. Okay. Okay. No profit centers. Save. Enter. Press enter. Warning will go when it will be saved. Okay. Next is again gank. Now, because we are doing indirect activity allocation. What is indirect activity allocation? Let me just explain the concept. And indirect activity. Indirect activity is that you have time that is valued in dollars, okay, and that is hours, but your production is in units, okay. Quality assurance has employees that basically pass the production. For example, they're planned production, passing production. For example, 10,000 units were made. Their target was to pass 9,900. Rest 100 will be either broken or scrapped or whatever. I mean, uh, for some reason or the other, for some discrepancy, that will be not considered, and only 9,900 will get passed. So 9,900 will require counting, assurance, checking, grading, whatever. Okay, so these are the services in quality assurance. Okay, so all these services or activities will take time. And as I said, time is money, and we need to convert this time metric into overhead costs. Okay, and that cost is basically moving from ZTC 1009 to prod group, which is 1001, 002, 2001. Okay, so basically what we could have done is we could have allocated counting against against counting against but counting for example per counting cost, and we could have transferred that we have counted these many, for example, glasses, or um, let's say glasses. Okay, but in quality we have 3 4 more activities, so we cannot actually cost every of these, because in different industries activities can increase or reduce, so it's not practical. What we do, we attach time value, okay, the dollar value with time, and based on time spent on these activities will then be considered and calibrated as uh, overhead, which will be transferred to the cost center. I hope this is clear now. Okay. RKL, actual, assign element to group. I hope this is not. Okay, changes have been saved. RKL, actual inverse activity allocation. Oh, RKN, actual non-allocation activities. Okay. KSIO, KSI 0, actual cost center split. Now, actual is actual values. Okay. And KSII, actual price calculation. Okay. Save. Okay. This is done. KK01. Now we'll create item master data. Okay. Testing items, and this will be each. Sorry. This will be each and it will be total values, not fixed values. Okay. Save. Data was saved. Okay. Next is FS 00. ZAP 9. We have cafeteria. No? Oh, okay. Secondary one. Cafeteria is here. Mhm. Okay. ZAP 9 cafeteria. Uh, testing charges manual. Testing charges manual. Okay. Ah, okay. 001. 43. First, 42 is assessment. Now it's internal activity allocation. Okay. Save. Now this is saved. We created statistical key figure, which is uh, testing, counting. Okay. Item. Now we'll create activity type. We have created SKF, which is item. Now we'll create uh, activity type. KL01. Okay. TSHRM testing. Master data. Okay. In our manual, testing our activity unit is hours. Okay. Cost center categories will be all two. Now, what is activity type determination category? Okay. Allocation cost element, that will be the same. 26. Now, what is this type category? Okay. Manual manual allocation, indirect determination, because here activity is deciding the hours, how many hours have been put in testing. So it's indirect, not direct. Not by counting the glasses, we can assess the cost of the overhead, because that is because counting can take long, it can be short. So what is the common factor that is constant? That is time. So that is indirect. Okay. That's why it's indirect. So counting can be reduced or increased. Okay. That is the concept. Okay. Price indicator. One. So plan price automatically based on activity or capacity or determined manually. We'll do it plan price. Plan price pricing indicator is 1 because it will be planned, and then the actual activity will be for actual allocation. This is for planned values. This is for actual allocation, and category will be blank, and 5 will be the price indicator, which is actual price based on activity. Activity is counting, which is item, and based on the time that will consume. That's why it's indirect. So our SKF is item, save. This has been created. Okay. Next is FS00 again. 7. Save. Now we created manual activity type with KL01, okay, which was TSHRM. Now we'll create automatic. First was TCHRM, now it's TCHRA, okay. Testing hours, auto. Activity unit will be same categories, all, and what will be the category? Category will be, just a second. It will be manual entry indirect allocation, because this is automatic, right? And the allocation will be allocation cost element will be 27. That's what we have actually used here. Price will be 1 as always, which is plan price based on activity, okay, and this is based on actual activity 5. Now save. This is also saved. TSHRA is also saved. Okay. Next is KH1, cost element group overhead cost. Cost element 400, 500, and 400, 600. Saved. Okay. Next is activity type group. We have created TSHRA, TSHRM activity types. Now they will create a group KLH, KLH1, KLH1 test, okay, and hierarchy testing for indirect activity allocation, activity types, TSHRA, TSHRM, testing hours, save, okay. Next is OKES, which is splitting structure. Now this thing basically we have lap 9 splitting structure. Let's first discuss this assignments. L91 rule, because rules will be applied here. What are the rules? We'll also see that. Selection for assignment. Now, this is conceptual. This is what is going to be asked in interviews. Very important. Okay. So we have LAP 9, method 21. We have ZAP 9, splitting structures, equivalence number planning. Now, method is being discussed over here. For example, if I take ZAP 9, selection for rules, field level from, okay, this is by default. Splitting method. Now, splitting method over here, what this is about. Let me just explain. Equivalence number planning based on the counting of items and the hours that have been consumed. Each of the cost centers will get their fair share of the overheads based on equivalence numbers. Means controlling the quality assurance department will pass on the overhead to the cost centers based on the equivalence number, the strength of that cost center or the importance of that cost center. So some cost centers contribution to production will be less, some will have more contribution or importance. Okay, so based on that, we are doing this. So we'll create our splitting structure. Okay. Now, splitting rules, new entries. Okay. ZAP 1. Method 21. ZAP. Now, this is a little bit technical because if we miss this, the concept, we might not able to pass on the entries from those cost collectors to the indirect activity allocation. That's why you have to be a little cautious over here. ZAP 1 selection for rules, new entries, version 0. Okay. Save splitting structures. Okay. We have Z9. So splitting structure is nothing but entry chosen, save, data was saved, assignments, assignment, ZAP, ZP9, ZP9, Route 21, splitting structure. Okay, splitting structure. Okay, okay. Assignment. Are you getting the point? New entries, cost element group, overhead cost, activity type test. Okay. Now in overhead cost, we have 400, 500, 400, 600. In test, we have TSHRA and TSHRM. Splitting, it's only nothing but it actually gives you the control to transfer the overheads from one cost center, which is quality control, to your product cost centers using indirect. For indirect, you need splitting structure. It is a little complex, but once you actually practice it, you will be able to do it. Okay. You will be able to explain it. OKEW. OKEW cost center ZPC 1001009, all versions. And 20020 20024. Okay. ZPC ZPC will be assigned to, okay. So what have we assigned here? The quality control to this splitting structure. Now, based on equivalence number and the rules that we have decided using overhead cost and testing activity and cost element, this will transfer the indirect activity, which is counting of classes using time, to your cost center group prod. Okay, got the idea? That is basically the idea. That's it. Nothing to actually worry about. Okay, what else? Next is, shall we stop over here or shall we go ahead? Next is cost component structure. I believe we can stop over here for now.